Here we have it. This is the Hyundai Ioniq 5. This one I've had for, I don't know, 18 months, year and a half, something like that. It has 80,000 kilometers on it. It is probably the best car I'd ever imagined owning. I give it high praise. This is a little, I don't want to say review, but it's kind of like an opinion that sets in after you've had it for a while. Like quite often you'll buy something and then a year later or 6 months later or a year and a half later you'll think, geez, why'd I get that? I don't really like it, or there's all a bunch of stuff wrong with it and all that stuff. But there's none of that true with this car. It's simply fabulous. What does it do? Well, it's quick as a devil. This one's all-wheel drive, and with winter tires on it, or even probably without winter tires, although I've never experienced that because I have winter tires. It is simply the greatest winter driving car I'd ever even imagined. It's amazing. Amazes me at every turn, and it's perfectly reliable. I mean, you just charge it up. Charge at home. It's very inexpensive here to charge at home or at our summer house, because electricity, we charge it in the off-peak hours. It's very, very affordable. I think actually electricity here it's as low as some crazy low price, like 2 cents per kilowatt hour. So to charge this car costs about $1. And then on highway driving, making road trips, a good question would be, why does it have so many kilometers? The answer is because this year my mother transitioned to living in a care home, which meant that she moved from the house that she was living in, which meant that I had a few sort of very long road trips from Toronto or Quebec to the East Coast to Cape Breton Island, and that's a long drive, and it was awesome with the electric car. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. And then, like I said, I charge it at home, and then it charges up really, really quickly when you're on the road. And there's absolutely an abundance of places to charge between Toronto and Quebec City, which is, you know, two major centers in Canada. The trip's about 900 kilometers. And since I've owned the car in these 18 months, there have been 22 new locations have opened with super fast charging. By super fast, I mean, say, greater than 100 kilowatts. So I plug in this car to what's advertised as a 100 kilowatt charger, and magically it charges at maybe 170 kilowatts or 180 kilowatts or a huge pace. So what happens is, a common question is, how long does it take to charge? Well, when I'm on a long drive, like 1,000 kilometer or a 600 or 700 mile drive, and then I decide I'm going to stop and get a coffee, or I'm going to stop and have some lunch, or stop and use the washroom, I stop, I plug the car in, and before I'm finished my coffee, or before I even get my coffee or finished, or when I'm using the washroom, by the time I'm done, the car is ready to go. It has topped up to 80 or 90% of the battery, which is enough to drive, about 350 or to 450 kilometers, depending upon the circumstance. So that's very quick. Charging at home, I have the charger set to charge at 5 kilowatts, which is a satisfactory rate of charge for me. Means that I come home, I plug it in, or sometimes I don't plug it in, and it's always ready to go. I go to the car, it has has 400 to 500 kilometers of range, and that is ample. It's excessive. It's great. And then one thing that I really, really like about the car is, and I don't even know everything there is to know about the car, but what I like, and this is the base, not the enhanced audio system, but I really like the stereo. It sounds fantastic. There's no engine noise for it to drown out, so it just sounds wonderful. I really like it. And then there's been a bit of discussions about the absence of a rear windshield wiper, and that isn't, or which isn't really a windshield wiper, I guess, just a rear wiper in general. Hasn't been an issue. Haven't really found it to be a problem whatsoever. I'm just happy. Then there's also some people, it's about the tires, like the changing from winter to summer. What I do is I have the same set of rims, and then I get the dealership to change the tires themselves from one set of rims to the other, and they're very good at it. So it takes about 15 minutes. Sometimes they charge me, sometimes they don't. Certainly it's less than $100. And and what it does do is it makes it easier for me to store the tires because they're lighter. And I used to get just buy a separate set of rims for the winter, but I haven't in this case, and I don't regret that at all. I'm super happy. Anyway, this is my report on the car. And then I have this charging setup here. I have a Grizzly, and so I'm able to take it from this location to another location. I can unplug it. It's a NEMA 1450 plug. It's kind of a good one. Happy about that. And I have this Grizzly thing. I know I made a video that I posted on Facebook where, in order to free it from being frozen in place in the wintertime, I just poured boiling water over it to quickly melt the ice, and it had no negative effects whatsoever. The thing is just great. Anyway, okay, my name's Bruce, and heck, if you enjoy this riveting content, well, you want more information, great. Subscribe, like, or even if you don't like it, just, you could subscribe and like anyway. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, have a good day. Thank you. Bye.